Good day, good morning, happy Thursday to you, ladies and germs. A special hello in Ohio Silver and a welcome to you, one and all. Thank you so much, everybody. Look at this, I have the wrong time here. Can you believe this? I have 8:30 p.m. What a jadrool. Last night was rough. That's all I will tell you, and I'm not going to go into details, not that you care, but it was rough. And I think I put down the wrong time. That was brilliant. Let's see this. Let me see this. And let me see. Cancel. That's not it. Let me try this again. Pardon me, I know this is exceedingly unprofessional, and you deserve much better than this, so please accept my apologies for this. Where in the hell is the time? Let me see. Public streaming. I sound like one of these. There's this one. How do I say this? There's this one. Oh gosh, please forgive me. Just talk amongst yourselves. Just forget that I'm doing this. Imagine I'm a professional. Imagine I know what I'm doing. I'm usually pretty good at this stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, stand by. Last night, I was ready to climb a bell tower. Remember Whitman? Do you know what that means? When I say climb the bell tower, do you have any recollection? And again, I'm not advocating this. Please, there is no room for any kind of humor, any kind of exaggeration today, especially. But do you remember the 26th of September? Do you remember that particular reference? There's these things I say sometimes, like broken record. I don't think people understand what broken record means. Do you ever find yourself saying this? People look at you and think, what are you talking about? I'm going to say this story, which I think funny as I pad for time. I was talking one time to a zillennial, as my good friend Eric refers to them, a zillennial, and I use the phrase, would you CC me? And when I was thinking about that, I thought to myself, oh, CC, I wonder if they know what that means. And I said, do you know what CC means? He goes, yes, that means when I send you a copy. He said, no. Do you know what CC stands for? What does it connote? What does it mean? I said, it means it's from carbon copy. And when I said carbon, when you say carbon today, it immediately connotes this idea of, I guess, carbon, being bad, or carbon negative, carbon, whatever it is. So what I did was I said, no. It means, I cannot find the time here. I said, no, it means carbon paper. Carbon paper. What is carbon paper? And I had to explain this. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember sometimes hearing people say things that had really nothing to do with my particular world, but I heard them say it in terms of their own. So, does that make any sense? In any event, here I am. This is so stupid. This says last night, May 24th, 8:30 p.m. This is, what was I, drunk last night? I really wasn't. There's one thing about being drunk, though. Seriously, there's one thing about being drunk. It's good in that it allows you to get away with a lot of stuff. Anyway, forget this. Welcome, everyone. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry if you did not know what was going on. How many folks saw this? How many folks saw the event last night? How many? Raise your hand, everyone. just check in. First of all, what we should do is, we haven't done this in a while, let's check in with where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Come on, tell me where you're from. Where's everybody from? What do you say? Just give me an up to date. Where are you from? Just kind of give a little bit of a roll call. We're going to correct this most inauspicious start. Where's everyone from? As I still try to wonder, what was I thinking? I was wondering, maybe you were too. When you lose your mind, does it happen all at once, or is it a gradual thing? We have Roma. There's Eric Thaddeus. Bless your heart. Welcome, young man. Beaver Crossing, Nebraska. Columbus, Indiana. Charleston, South Carolina. Hagerstown, Maryland. Nashville, Tennessee. Music City, everybody. Lost Wages. Edmonton, Alberta. Welcome, our Great White North friend. Tahuya. Valrico. Remember Valrico, Bob? That was before your time. UE, England. Or England. Namibia. Flemington, New Jersey. Tasmania. West Haven, Connecticut. Texas. Charleston. Motown, Tampa, Florida. Monroeville, New Jersey. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? Boise. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. East Union, Ohio, man. Texas, Dallas, Lawrenceville, suburbs. Bayhead, New Jersey. Working from home. I'm from Scotland, Boise, Monroeville, Portland, Maine. In the house, Scotland. Don't forget Scotland. Hey, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the mountain airland. I breathe the mountain airland. Oh, sorry. So who saw last night? Did you see the disaster? Was it that much of a disaster? Yeah, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm sorry. It was a disaster. Question number 1. Did Mr. DeSantis accomplish anything? Did he? Well, did he? I ask you a question. Did he accomplish anything? Did you think so? Did you feel moved somehow? Did you feel like, yeah, this is the guy this is it. This is it. This is the guy. Man, he's great. Did you see what he said? He actually said that he wasn't real crazy about Biden. Wow. Now, I've been through this before, and it doesn't really matter. And aside from what you and I might think, he can't beat Trump. But Trump can't win, and Trump won't win. Did you follow that? Let me try it again. He can't beat Trump, but Trump can't win. Nobody will let Trump win again. Nobody will let Trump win. Trump cannot win. He won't win. I don't care how many votes he gets. I don't care what he does. He's not going to win. He's not going to win. Not going to win. Do you understand that? Never. That's it. They will not allow this. Okay? They won't allow it. And anybody who brings a lawsuit or any type of legal action on behalf of Trump is going to be met with, oh, come on. Are you pulling that again? Would you please? Do you not stop? Do you not stop? Please, don't waste our time with this. Now, no lawyer's going to take a Trump case because of 65 Project. Nobody. Nobody. So, good luck. Who is behind DeSantis? The Bushes, the conventional heritage Republicans. They hate Trump more than anyone. Trump is by far the most fun, but Trump's also acting like a damn fool, like a petulant child. And why he does this, I have no idea. Why he does this, I will never know. Why, if I were Trump, I wouldn't mention DeSantis Or if I did, I'd say, good for him. Good for, bless his heart. He's entitled, doggone it, he's entitled to run. He's a great governor. And if in Florida, I hope he always remains your governor. He's a good man. That will drive him nuts. For you to bring him up and talk about it, he's a great man. Did you know he's not a Navy SEAL? Why did I think he was a Navy SEAL? Now, it didn't really happen that way. He didn't really say he was, but it turns out he was an advisor to the Navy SEALs. He was in the JAG Corps, lawyer, was in the Navy, bless his heart, good for him. But I for some reason I thought he was in. I don't know why. I thought he was in the Navy SEALs. Okay. Now, there's also a lot of stuff coming along, and I don't know if you've heard this or not, but a lot of people are saying, well, he's got these things, I hope, that don't surface. It's like, what do you mean? Well, I just hope. I don't know what they mean. So there's always that kind of talk and that sort of thing. So keep that there. You're going to find out the truth about people. You're also going to find out, I think, rumors have it, the Blinds have been talking about it, we've been listening, that Tina Turner will explain her life, her true loves, who she was about, what she was about. She lived in Switzerland. This is something that I always heard after her death, then people will talk about whatever, so we'll see. There are many, many people who have to live and take a particular life form as a question. Interesting from MVC. Do presidents matter anymore? Oh yes, absolutely. Unless you're Donald Trump, they do and they don't. You see, that's the balance of power. They can be crushed. Does the Congress matter? What does it matter being a majority house? What does anybody mean? Well, I don't know. That's a very, very good question. An excellent question. Mr. DeSantis has got to understand that there's got to be clarity of message. He knows his stuff. He's a smart guy. Why in the name of God would you put him on Trey Gowdy after this show? And by the way, didn't that sound like the worst Zoom meeting ever? Like the parodies are beyond. The parodies and the memes are incredible. That's why you don't need SNL anymore. You don't need, I hate to say it, the National Lampoon-esque types of comedy folks. They were certainly the best of the best. SCTV was the greatest TV. But what is available right now in terms of political commentary and comedy is beyond anything we've ever seen. Now, when I saw this, as ma'am. As an aside, the political conservative ecosystem, as they call it, is a disaster. Did you see that picture, that phony baloney picture of Tucker having his studio repossessed? Did you see that one? It was in the Daily Mail, had it. Where did this picture come from? How was this picture? This is my favorite. This is just my favorite. How do these candid pictures? This picture was somebody on his property, very close to him and his daughter. What? Somebody just walked in off the street. Hey, do you mind if I take pictures? Hey, are you Tucker Carlson? Yes. Are you cleaning up? Did they repossess your studio? Wow. Do you mind if I take some pictures? Huh? That's like the Jeff Bezos pic. Hey, look, a candid picture. Candid my arse. What are we talking about? But it's so bad. I caught a little bit the other night of Hannity's show. Dear God, how long has this horrible, horrible studio audience throwing a football? What is this? What happened? They're going to destroy it. Is this what Murdoch said? Did he make this deal with Dominion that says, listen, we'll only settle for $750 million. But you want us to do what? Destroy our network? You want us to destroy it? Okay, but what do we do? Just destroy the brand? Destroy I love this term, the ecosystem? Is that what you want me to do? All right, I guess. Well, what do you want me to do? Have this stupid, lame... This morning, I happened to walk by. I'm trying to see what people are doing. And it was this Brian Kilmeade. Ainsley, I love our troops. I know you do. I know you do. God bless you. You love our troops. She's always just smiling. She's smiling. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. It's like a cross between Paula Dean and Cindy Brady. I don't know what it is, but it's just kind of interesting. And then, who is the fellow Jones? The lightweight of them all. And Brian, it's like, you're showing me, Murdoch is showing you, I'm going to take the number one, the anchor position, all right? The anchor position. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put on the weakest children you can imagine. Anything. By the way, here's a brand new video just put up. This is for you right there. Y'all want to see that? It's horrible. I'm serious. I've got to say this. Do you see what's happening? This was, whether you liked it or not, this was the magnet of the core. Rush Limbaugh used to be terrific at getting the core of speaking for the tried and true, the rock-ribbed, red-blooded. This was important. And I'm looking at this. Then last night, I saw Judge Janine, how she is on, what expertise she gives, I have no earthly idea. There are other people on different shows. From what I've seen very minimally on MSDNC, people are thinking, not bad, not bad. You can say what you want about Rachel Maddow. The last time I saw her, I don't know, 10 years ago? I have no idea. But she was always smart. They knew what they were talking about. But this crew, and watch what's happening to Tucker. Now he's hanging around Portnoy. They're going to bounce this guy too. What is this? You're seeing these greats disassemble and just reconfigure in this collapse. It's horrible. Where are you? Where do they go? Where is either Trump or DeSantis or Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Where are they? Do they have this lined up yet? Say what you want about Rudy, Bannon, whoever. They have to do their show. This is how you speak to the masses. But Ron DeSantis won't do it because he doesn't have it. Trump could do it, but he never did it. Trump could just speak. Trump is good with crowds. I will never understand how somebody says, I'm going to speak to you every single day. Every issue. That's it. And he could do something by just asking a question. Here's a question. Number one, answer me this. Please explain to me this hyper ferocity of the trans movement. Do you know anyone who was saying, finally, finally we get LGBT queer, as it's called, clothing for children in Target. Finally. Do you know anybody? Do you know, does anybody, can you tell, I'm dead serious. Where is this movement? I know where climate change is. People, yep. LGBT rights, yep. Trans, people said, yeah. Remember at first people said, yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah, right, trans, okay, yeah. If you can find any, great. I don't know anybody who would deny somebody essential rights because of being transgender. But then it went crazy. It's like, where is this? Put it this way. I know people don't want to say this, but not everyone, put it this way. The percentage of actual gay people in the population, I don't know. Or whatever permutation of gay. We used to say bi. LGB. Notice S or straight is under there. Anyway, or H for hetero. I don't, 10%? 50? I wouldn't even know how to venture a guess as to that. But true transgender, not transvestites or transvestism or transvestitism or no. Not experimental, but people who have transgender. Rachel Levine transgendering, Caitlyn Jenner, Chaz Bono transgender. What percentage do you think of the entire population? It would be even more de minimis. Okay, so where did this group, I don't care if you're 0.1%, you're entitled to the full faith and credit of the Constitution. But where did this push come from? Where? Why? Who is behind it? I don't know where it is. I know climate, folks. Absolutely. I know everything. I know people against guns, pro-choice, absolutely, in huge numbers, without a doubt. Where did this come from? Who is pushing this? Where? Nobody can answer that question. Well, this might help just a little bit. As you know, there is something called the Corporate Equality Index. The Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index is the national benchmarking tool on corporate policies, practices, and benefits pertinent to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer employees. Now, the difference between gay and queer, I don't know. 20 years of impact. Did you know this? 20 years of impact. Did you know about the Human Rights Campaign? We spent 40 years creating the most powerful movement for equality our country has seen. This is it. 40 years. But despite this progress, our most marginalized are still suffering from violence, discrimination, and fear. Our goal is to ensure that all LGBTQ plus people, and particularly those of us who are trans, people of color, and HIV positive, are treated as full and equal citizens within our movement across our country and around the world. So what they have done is they have provided, look at this, corporate partners, supporters. It's huge. Amazon, American Airlines, Google, JP Morgan Chase, Lyft, Macy's, Match, Microsoft, Morgan Stanley, Nationwide, Neiman Marcus, Northrop Grumman, Pfizer, Target, Walt Disney, UPS. Those are platinum partners. Gold partners, Alaska Airlines, CVS Health, Deloitte, Intel, Lexus. It goes down the list. So this is, if you don't understand this, if you are not conversant with this, none of this makes any sense to you. Has anyone explained this to you? No. No. And most people are saying, what? Most people are you, what? You have to tell them. You simply have to tell them. Now, there's also big stuff happening right now. Do you see what is happening? How many Americans are aware of what we're talking about regarding sending F-16s to Ukraine? I don't know who's going to do that precisely. Is there any discussion about that? Do you hear anybody on the Fox News? No, they have given it. They don't say a word about that. Nothing. Are you following this? Listen to what's being said. Ask yourself, what is the difference between Ron DeSantis and Joe Biden? Silly question? What is it? Oh, debt, things like that. What do you think that is? Where are people? Here in New York City, I've got to tell you something. I haven't seen this. I mean, we will see an encampment here, but I have not seen the pictures I'm seeing of Portland, San Francisco, absolute open sewers. Where are these San Franciscans? Where are they talking about that? How can people, and this is what I think somebody should say, why do you want me, Ron DeSantis or Trump or whoever it is, to care about San Francisco when you don't even care about your own city, when you allow this to happen? How did you allow this to happen? What are you doing? Why do you do this? Why? So Ron DeSantis left you with no sense of, holy God, wow. Was that something or what? Did you feel that? Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. This is the thing that he has to, or anybody has to do. And I am going to tell you something. And if you told me this, if you said to me, listen, I got to fill you in on something. There is no difference between left and right. Trump was allowed a little bit, but he went too far. But Ron DeSantis is just a shill for the Democrats. He is just the controlled opposition. No, he's a shill for the Democrats. He's a controlled opposition to the Democrats. They won him there. They're actually pushing him. He got George Bush, Karl Rove. These are people behind. Remember, they come from secret societies of secret worlds of globalist concerns. They have no interest whatsoever in America. So they will assume any position they want. What if they told you that Ron DeSantis is just this kind of a controlled opposition? He is this kind of a lovable dupe that they want to put in that can be absolutely steamrolled because he doesn't have anything. He's not allowed to win. He doesn't know this. They kind of prop him up, but they have to keep Trump out. And they're going to have Ron DeSantis go as far right as possible, causing Trump to move in and maybe let him try to outright Mr. DeSantis. Eric Thaddeus Walters says, Meloni announced to G7 that Italy will not renew the One Belt, One Road initiative at year's end. Some suggest that it is a work given Bergoglio's continued posturing and policies. Did you happen to hear the statement? And by the way, Eric, thank you so much. Did you happen to hear the statement of Putin and Xi Jinping talking about One Belt, One Road? And this is you're going to see BRICS realignment, like the likes of which you cannot explain. And also, how do I explain to somebody the role of Europe and the role of this vis-a-vis the world? I don't know. I'm curious also, Eric, what does the average Italian think of America, Americans, and Joe Biden? Is there anybody in the world who looks at Joe Biden and says, that is an admirable man, that is a great, great man? That is the America I know. That is it. Do you ever see that, Eric? Because I don't. I don't at all. I will also tell you something. Yet again, that nobody is even approximating AI, AGI, or explaining it to you in any way whatsoever. Nobody is doing this. Nobody. I heard one the other day, somebody said, and this is wonderful because you'll be able to use it for your studies. And now there is AGI plagiarism detectors where it can determine whether you have used AGI to write things. And you can always tell sometimes by the language is very flat. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. China already has AI, AGI. It already has it. What if I told you, what if you found out that for the longest time, the people who have been put it this way, there is no allegiance to it. AI, AGI is not an American thing. It's not a French thing. But it goes to the highest bidder. What if I told you that China has had the greatest AI technicians and inventors, for lack of a better word, and they're trying to figure out how to control it? Because right now, it's alignment. Look up alignment. Alignment is when you ask artificial intelligence to align itself to that which is good for humans, for your country, what have you. This is something which, again, I would not especially ask Trey Gowdy, why? Why are they throwing this? I'm sure Trey Gowdy's a great guy, but dear God, he's just such a dud. There's so many other people there. You could get Greg Jarrett. You could get anybody. Ryan says, having lived in Italy for 13 years, I can testify that the Italians are the most cynical people when it comes to politics. You know what? Maybe they should be. Liz Solak brings up a very good point. 116 likes. Dear God. Thank you, Liz. You're correct about that. But you know what? Maybe the cynicism is something. What is it like when you are from a country that was one of the three civilizations of mankind? Rome, Greece, and China. What does that mean? You know, in Israel, they have a rule that says if you're digging somewhere and you come up with something, and I think if it's 500 years old or younger, don't worry about it. But if it's older, you have to call the antiquities people, and they come up and they look at it. 500 years. Boring. Do you know what it does when you're able to say, my country is thousands, and to look at the pyramids? Does this make any sense to you? Does this, when you're 247 years old, I don't think America is what, there was a time when I thought, we're really powerful. We look out the window and we can see all of the ships and the young sailors. Do you believe that there is going to be a war that involves the military, where people will be storming the beach? Does anybody believe that? You're never going to get rid of this. You're never going to get rid of it because I could say, do you think if we had no military, would what? Somebody come over and take us over? Let me go back. What would it look like if America is taken over by, let's say China, just for the sake of argument? I don't want to keep hitting China. It gets old, but that seems to work with people. What do you think it would be? What would China? Do you think there'd be satellite offices where we have the Chinese police in your town? Is that what you'd think? Do you think that? What do you think China would do? What do you think they would do? If they took over, what would they do? Would you know they were here? Why do zoos today have these large expanses of land that mimic the savanna, the tundra, the whatever it is? Why do you think that is? You still contain these animals are in your zoo, but the people, the animals themselves, don't understand, or you don't want them to understand that they're being contained. You want them to walk around and feel like, okay. Why do you think somebody would be? Why do you think China would say, I want them to know, to feel the crush? They want us to keep going. They own our debt. They want us to keep working and paying taxes. There's one thing that we can do. And one of the reasons why people always forget this. What makes our bonds and our money and our debt so important is that we have one of the most effective debt collection and tax collection units in the world. That's one of the reasons why. But do you think China wants to destroy us? No. When SARS-CoV-2 was first talked about, one of the things about viruses never want to kill the host. If a virus kills the host, what's the point? And by the way, remember too, a virus is not a living thing. It's not living. Remember that? You've forgotten all of your initial virology. What do you think they want from us? What do you think they want? They want us to think that we run everything. They just want us to do our thing. Keep making your stuff and drive yourself into the ground. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. We don't want revolt. We don't just keep doing. We don't care what you say. Go say what you want. We don't care. We don't care. China is a different story. In China, it's a different story. Remember the way China thinks, though. And let me also say something. Let me stop for a second. Please understand this. If there's one thing I can ever teach you, please be empathic. When you're trying to find out how serial killers think, don't like them, but understand why they do things. Empathize, not sympathize. Empathize. Know what they think. Don't like them. Don't appreciate them. Don't any of that stuff. No. No. But empathize. This is what they think. This is what they feel. This is their way of living. That's it. Who are these people? And you will also know, unless you live in that country, unless you live in different parts, depending upon who you are, we have more Chinese friends than you would imagine. And the Chinese friends that we have relatives in the mainland and, Hong Kong and whatever it is. And they all say the same thing, that their parents are very happy. They don't know, there's no repression. They kind of keep their mouth shut. They have no reason to bark and scream. They retire. They do their thing. They're happy. They're happy. I'll never forget what a friend of mine said. I'm not going to mention his name, but you might know who he is. When he lived in China, and I always thought this was great, on one of the billboards or the posts or the pillars in his town, there was a sign that said, My name is Sergeant or Patrolman or whatever it is, so-and-so. I'm assigned to this sector. I'm with the police department. If anything happens to you, if anybody hurts you, victimizes you, steals from you, if you see something, not I mean just ratting on people, but I mean you this is my mobile number. Call me. I'm in charge of this sector. This is mine. Anybody, anything I should know about, you call me 24 hours a day. They have responsibility for this. When I was in Israel at the Ben Gurion airport, one of the most highly paid, I don't know about, it was then, I don't know about now, one of the most highly paid people were those who work the baggage inspection when you do the carry-ons, who watch this, and they were constantly warned. We're going to try to put something on in a bag somewhere. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Because there's somebody who wants your job. So you better keep on your toes. So they're always, and they actually, when you're moving in, they will come up to you and say, do you mind? My name is this. They give you credentials, put this in your bag, and they find it. Okay. We happen to be with a woman in our group who bought this thing called a challah knife. It was a board for the challah bread. And there's a knife. It's about that long, serrated to cut the challah, She didn't think. She put it in her carry-on. We were racing. Here's this guy like this. He's sitting there. And he's looking at shades. And what is this shade? He goes, is this gray? This guy could do shades of gray like you can't believe. Look at this. Should he call? I don't know. Remember, he doesn't want to lose his job. Then all of a sudden, this knife. White. Bright. It was the fun. He goes, what is this? What is this? He was insulted. He thought it was a joke. He thought somebody did this because to say, like, you're so bad, this is your idea of that. And he was, we were with this group, and obviously it was a mistake. He was so, okay. Who takes responsibility for their sector here? Do you know what Comstat used to be? Do you remember this? Did you ever hear of this? This is very, very critical. And by the way, Eric Thaddeus Walters says, how are U.S. citizens only now noticing CCP parallel law enforcement? This institutional phenomenon exists in Italia since 2001. Well, my friend Eric, and again, thank you so much. I think one of the reasons why is because we are fat, happy, and stupid. Sorry. I say these terrible things about my fellow countrymen. We don't know anything. We don't know anything. I could take you to people that you would say, doctors, lawyers, retirees. You can ask them anything. They have no idea. In New York City, when Rudy Giuliani came along, there was this thing called CompStat, computer statistics. And the CompStat program is still going on now. And it stands for, this is crime statistic. CompStat model. Yeah. Okay. And it works like this. Crime statistics, computer. All right. And it works like this. If you're a captain, if you're whatever it is, and you're in charge of a precinct, by the way, 172 likes, please, don't make me beg. Don't make me lose my dignity, please. Anyway, as the numbers are, they go up, you go to these meetings, and all of a sudden, if you're the captain in charge of the 1-5, the 1-3, Midtown South, whatever your particular precinct is, you're brought up, and you're saying, Your burglary numbers are going up. What are you doing? And at first they would say, what? What are you doing? What am I doing? What are you doing to bring the numbers down? I don't bring numbers down. I just react to them. You're gone. You're on a foot patrol on Staten Island or up, who knows, wherever. You're gone. Somebody else comes in. Now you're in charge. What are you doing? Well, we're going to have meetings, and that's more like it. They make the police feel responsible. There's no connection. Teachers don't feel responsible for students. They don't care. They've got the unions. They've got Randy Weingarten. Big, long vacations. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about crime. Crime is everybody's duty. Under my rule, under my plan, I want militias. We talked to somebody the other day who, around Texas, they have private deputized civilians canvassing the areas where illegals come in. They're deputized. The Second Amendment guarantees the right of a well-regulated militia. It is provided for in the Constitution, and there is nothing that can be taken away from it. Right here, Second Amendment. This is the part that everybody always says, well, is it a militia? Well, let's talk about the militia. What? Yeah, let's talk about it. Maybe there's a reason for the militia. Maybe it makes sense. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. What was that? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Talk about that now. People say, oh, no, we don't want, no. We don't want vigilantes. Excuse me. Let me tell you what happened. It's a terrible thing happened with Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely is the schizophrenic criminal and marauding subway denizen who should have been locked up and institutionalized by a city that doesn't help. He was addressed by a brave Good Samaritan Marine by the name of Daniel Penny. And what happened was he used a carotid restraint. It's referred to as a chokehold, but it's a carotid restraint. Now let me ask you something. After that incident happened, after it was in every newspaper about somebody jumping up and involved, do you think subway crazies, the numbers of incidents went up or down after that? What do you think? When somebody is controlled, not when somebody gets away with it, but when somebody is corralled, conjoined, somebody corral, lassoed, contained, the numbers go down. When people think, Curtis Lewa, during his reign, when he made sense, before he went into this crazy feral cat stuff and became kind of almost like a cartoon fixture, did something which was so terrific where he and the Guardian Angels citizen group would actually ride the subways, and people felt good, and the police hated him because of the fact that he was making them look bad. We have the right and the duty and the ability and the right, not the privilege, the right to maintain our own safety. We delegate. We provide for police and law enforcement who work for us. We don't ask them permission. You don't ask the government permission. Is this okay? Can we? We don't feel very safe. I would love to see private militia pods in certain neighborhoods. We live here. How much does it cost? Police, don't worry about it. You're too busy. You can't patrol. There's no patrol. Not enough to patrol. No. Same thing with education. Educational militia pods. Groups of people who decide to hire retired teachers, PhDs, groups of 4, 5, 10, who meet 2 hours a day, maybe at a house, maybe whatever it is, to remove them once and for all from this public school system that does nothing but destroy creativity, instill indoctrination, and crush, kill, and dilute any essence of free spirit, critical thinking, and creative rebellion. They do nothing but bring them in, sit them down, shut up, read this, and if you decide to break free from anything involving law and order, and if there's mayhem, so what? Don't worry. I'm not going to get myself involved. I'm going to retire. I don't care about this. Do whatever you want. I don't care about school numbers, test numbers, nothing. Europe, in fact, Eric will tell you, Europe, Asia will kill us in terms of education. The amount of institutional stupid people, oh my God. I could take you to parts of New York. I say, here, let's park the Yugo here. Let's walk around. Just listen. Listen. And you'll think, oh my God, yep. And these people, and they're all over the place. Don't get the wrong impression. Different races, just watch. Here, 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 and listen to them. And these people, look at their health, look at the way they walk, look at their attitude, listen to their voice, listen to their speech, listen to their English. Listen, just look, listen to the disrespect. That's here. Now, shall I take you to other parts? What do you mean? Shall I take you to other parts of the city? Other parts of the city that are more demarcated, so to speak, by virtue of ethnicity, language, culture, country. Would you like me to do that to you? Oh, no, no. No, I think I will. I think I will. I want to ask you, we'll have a bounty. I want you to find, here's $1,000. Find anybody on the street, anybody, either homeless, crazy, or causing a problem, who's from Iran, the Middle East, China, any Chinese derelicts on the street? None. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody from Turkey? No. Israel? No. Italy? No. Sardinia? There's a bunch. Greece? Any Greeks? On anybody? Any. Come here, don't have any money, whatever it is. No. Anybody? None. None. And I could take you to Queens. I take you to, you want to find Russians? No such thing. We'll go there. We'll go to Brighton Beach. We'll go to Little Odessa. I'll take you there. What do you say about that? Would you like to do that? Gretzky, bless your heart, says, when I visit Las Vegas, I always have an escort. It's just not safe without one. Gretzky, thank you for your kindness. It is very sad to say that people today don't feel safe. But what I just described, Gretzky, nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about. How is this? How is this? Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people? Guess who the problem people are in our country? Ready? Americans. That's the problem. What does this tell you? So don't you tell me about, you don't like, foreigners. Oh, no. Immigrants? Oh, in fact, I wish I could say, I'll take you, take this one. I'll take you. Where are you from? Tasmania. Come on. You go. Get out. You haven't done anything. You are the one. It's Americans who are the problem, not foreign. Oh, no. Have you ever seen a Chinese restaurant, honey, go out of business?
Yeah, the 157 that time.
Oh, that was one. What else? I see everything else go out of business. They come and go, pizza. They work their arse off. Greek diners. Oh my God. Friend of mine lives in, I think he's in Flushing, Queens. Lived in an apartment complex. And he said, as you know, Asian particular disposition, taking off shoes, don't wear shoes in the house. Outside the door, the number of shoes, couldn't believe what he was seeing. Couldn't believe what he was seeing. Nobody on welfare, nobody arrested. They can't speak English. They can't speak English. They can go out and sell dope. They would have a perfect group of people. Fellow, what? Chinese folks don't like dope? I think they would. Go right behind the courthouse, downtown behind the courthouse. There's a little park. And Chinatown's right there. What do they do in the morning? They're doing their Tai Chi. They're playing, I don't know what they're playing. They're playing some kind of cards. I don't know what it is. Absolutely no problem. No problems. No problems. Ever hear about that? Try going there. Try going to their neighborhood. Try it. And start grabbing people's wallets. How does this work? How do Americans just get away with this idea that, well, we don't have to worry about it? It's so obvious to me. It's obvious. Listen to this. When these when the first wave of immigrants, aliens came to our fair city, when they came in, what happened was, interestingly enough, I've got a friend of mine. He's Yemeni, by Yemeni, and he owns a kind of a smoke shop, candy shop, whatever it is. And it was bad. It was bad before, how do I say this? Before, and listen to what I'm saying, right around post, like the riots, post George Floyd, when it was really scary. It was really scary here, really scary. There weren't the aliens, and I'm just call them migrants, they weren't there. There was this, it's like motherships dropped off the craziest people you've ever seen. It was really bad. It's like, who are these people? People ready to pounce. This newer iteration, the people who come here, I know people hear about this 1,000 or whatever. My friend tells me they're all saying to him, you need any work? Can we work? The idea, they don't understand coming here and not working. Sitting on their arse, not working. And they're not going to stay here in Manhattan. Oh no, they're going to be out. They don't want to live here. They're out. They're working. Do you know the people, the activity here of people working, delivery? The number one threat that you have in this city, the number one threat, I'm telling you, is being hit by one of those e-bikes, delivering something. The commerce on every corner. Amazon. My God. It's nothing but delivery. Everything is delivered. Keep that in mind. The people who were there, these families, they walk around, got the clean sneakers, they got the backpacks, they look like they're from Central America, in families, in groups, they want to work, they want to go to school. So let me tell you something, and I want this to be clear. I have a new program. Bring them in. But I want to take a bunch of people and you take them, get them out of here. I don't know who they are. The Americans are the problem, not these people. Let me say that again. Their families, they understand politics, they actually, not all, please, don't get me, I'm not suggesting everybody is terrific, but they understand this thing about how great this country is. And damn it, I'm getting tired of people always running it down. We are nice and kind to a fault. And they come here and they love this place and they want just what we do. And they want to work. And they want their kids to go to school and they want to make their kids' life better. I'm telling you. You don't hear this. You just hear about, 700 people. 700. 700 who? They're not crazy. No. You see them. You can see this. When you walk around the city of New York, you hear languages. I'm telling you, heterogeneity is the way. I sound like I should write a pamphlet or something. I mean what I'm telling you. It's the Americans who are born here. That's the problem. I wish I could drive around because I want to be king for a day. You come here. Yeah, come here. Get in the bus. Where are we going? You'll see. Where are you going? Just come on here. I would pick up everybody with arrest records. See that guy there? 50 arrests for shoplifting. Go get him. Go get him. In the bus. We're going to take you. We're going to take you on a trip. We're going to dump you someplace. I don't know where. Maybe Montana. Maybe we'll have a place. But we're going to move you. Because you don't get along with people anymore. You have given up, as far as I'm concerned, any right. We have had it with you. 50 arrests for shoplifting? Let me ask you something. You know, who is it? Neely's uncle? He's got an active warrant for pickpocketing? Oh, come on. Please. Pickpocketing? Is that it? That's so low rent. Get out. Get in the bus. We're going to take you. Where? You'll see. And just drive through. Who else you got? And that's him. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? His brother, too. Take him, too. There are people walking. I got your credit score. How about your arrest record? Anybody with 50 arrests, you're out. You're gone. Come on. And you, welcome. Bienvenido a Nueva York. Over here. Move you in, get him out. That's who our problem is. So I don't want to hear any of this stuff. Oh, you're a xenophobic. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. I'm a realist. I know how things work. I don't ask. What's the word? I don't think I'm going to change people's opinions. I just know what I see. And I know that this is a great country. I love the people. Not all people, but I love like what makes us who we are. Our music. If you listen to my every single day on my music, on my private channel, I always give you, there's a group, oh my God. Do you know the great music that's coming for funk? Oh. And listen to this. Listen to this. I want you to go online and look at this one. This will blow your mind. The results of the NAMM show. This was from April to whatever. This was in Anaheim. 24th is coming up, January 25th. This is the This is the Music Industries Trade Association, the National. Oh God, what the hell is it called? About the National. Just work with me on this. NAMM. What the hell is the name of it? You know what I'm talking about. Hang on. National Association of Music Merchants. Eric says you're describing the complex collapse of the Roman Empire in the 5th century, which began in the 3rd century. Yes. Absolutely. Please, there is a wonderful... Hold on. Eric, thank you. There is a wonderful woman on YouTube. YouTube is all I watch. That's it. Her name is, yes, Mary Beard, Beard. Why did the Roman Empire collapse? With Mary Beard. This is on Odyssey, Ancient History Documentaries. Unbelievable. Watch this. But let me go back to this NAM, and thank you again, Eric. There are musicians, young people, playing in ways I cannot believe. Here's one for you. Put this kid's name in, kid. His name is, let me see. His name is, well, Billy Springs I've been going crazy with lately. What is his name? I don't want to bore you. I forgot. Keyboard player. I'm seeing keyboard players. I'm hearing bass players. I'm seeing this. I told you about this. This one group. Please, Domi and JD Beck. Unbelievable. Oh, here we go. The Fearless Flyers. Seagulls. Oh, Thundercat. Athletic Progression. Johnny Brezzo. Mrs. L and I were listening to this the other day. Please just give me my little time, a little music talk. It reminded me of the days of Tower of Power. It reminded me of the days of funk, of Bootsy, of Ohio Players, Sweet Sticky Thing, Brick House, Earth, Wind, and Fire, but funk. And it is unbelievable. I want to go to one of these NAM things. I can't believe what I'm saying. And here's the best part too. Young girls who, there was a terrible sexism. Women who were mistreated in the rock music. Say, oh, you can't play. Come on, you're no Clapton. They are phenomenal. Percussion, bass, name it. Name the instrument. We are at singularity in terms of music. And if somebody suggests that AI can one day top this, good for you. I don't know. Maybe. I've never seen anything like it. I have never seen anything like this. This one I've got. Please give me one more time. I don't want to bore you. I know you're busy. But nothing excites me more than music. His name. What is his name? Oh, God. There's a... I thought I saw great stuff before. But... so anyway. Why do I bring this up? Eric says you're describing the... Yes, I'm sorry. I'm reading your thing again. Thank you, by the way, again. Let me stop for a second. My head's getting ahead of myself. We talk about negative all the time. We talk about terrible. There is something that is happening, though, regarding our culture, human race, that brings people from around the world, and it's music. And it's the greatest music I have ever heard in my... I can't believe it. The level, bluegrass, Tommy Emmanuel came about, God bless him, the Australian, who told people how to play. Billy Strings is a guy now. Molly Tuttle taking over. It's a new form of bluegrass. What Ricky Skaggs did from Bill Monroe. Watch this. Tony Rice move over. Bela Fleck move over. Jerry Douglas. You're going to see. Look at this stuff for Berklee College of Music. Look at what's coming out. Support these people. This is hope for me. I'm not kidding you. I am not kidding you. I hear stuff. I start to well up. I heard a French, what is her name? Is it Brett? A French trumpet player. Oh, a woman. It reminded me of Chet Baker with, anyway, who knows? I've never heard anything like this. And in jazz, there's no language problem. Have you seen these? Have you seen this little Japanese girl? I think she was 8 then. I don't know how old she is now. Playing drums, showing this genius, and Robert Plant's watching her. She's doing been a long time, or rock and roll, whatever it is. She's playing a Zeppelin song. He can't believe what he's saying. Anyway, let me just tell you something. There is so much good. Don't get depressed. Don't let this get you. I know sometimes you're thinking, this is horrible. Parts of it are. But there is a level of our civilization that is just taking off. And music is it. I heard a brand new Spotify is the greatest thing in the world. I just heard a new song with Billy Strings and Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson's still doing it. He's 90? Still doing it. Still has it. It's weird. When it comes to country, when it comes to blues, you can be as old as you want. And yesterday, by the way, was a terrible story about the death of me, 83. She was very ill. Tina Turner. But I'm telling you, one of these days, my dream is to bring some people to the forefront. One is Nick Drake, and another one that nobody ever wants to talk about because she seems corny and nobody gets her. But Kitty Wells in country music was so... She looks like your 5th grade teacher. She sang about fallen women, people in bars, honky-tonk angels, women who have fallen and debauched, and love it. But to look at her, you think, what is this? And I want to see this convergence of Chicago blues, Mississippi blues, Appalachian, Gaelic, also the role of banjo in Africa, Bela Fleck, where that one came in. We'll get to the rhythms later. But how this weird merger. Somebody said one time, if you took AI and you tried to take American early 20th century music with polytonal African and merge them, would you get jazz? Not necessarily. Jazz blows people away. And look what America gave you. Nobody gave the world anything like America. Think about how many, do me a favor, think of all the forms of music that are exclusively American. Jazz, ragtime, you want to go into subgenres, bebop, you want to do country? Just do country. Bluegrass, torch and twang, western swing, honky-tonk, rockabilly. Rockabilly was a merger. Where do you think Elvis came from? And they, of course, took from black influence of... I have to stop because I'm overwhelmed by this excitement I feel. Eric Thaddeus Walters says, spot on with music. Meditative and communicative Gregorian chant launched during the Roman Empire's collapse, reason through vibrations, essence of communication. The Gregorian chants, when you are in, there is something, and if you've ever been in a church or something where the acoustics, you know who does great Gregorian chants, believe it or not? Robert Klein. That is the most... On Spotify this morning, about 3 o'clock, I'm listening to, they call it study music. It's beta wave, weird, sonorous. Think about when you are growing when you're in your mother's womb and you hear the percussion of her aorta, you're able to find this natural, this rhythmic, this punctuation and syncopation of nothing. How you're able to do that, it blows my mind. And if you took a human being, if you hatched them, put them on an island, fed them, and watched what would happen without any influence, they would speak, they would come up with their own language, not communication. Dolphins don't, that's not a language, that's communication. They would dance, they would have competition, and they would have music. They would do it. Lyricality and punctuation with something they would hear, it would happen. It's in us. It's reflexive. It's like a patellar reflex. You can't. And let me tell you something right now. I would absolutely, positively make music. I don't care what it is. Hip-hop, ragtime, bagpipes, I don't care what it is. It would be a fundamental part of all education in my world, without a doubt. It teaches you math, teaches you creativity. It's an expression, so everybody can sing, everybody, because you're singing in the wrong key. That's one thing people don't know. All right, that's enough. Thank you. I've lectured you enough. Eric Thaddeus Walters, you are without peer. Thank you so very much. Gretzky, thank you for your immane, Brobdingnagian, colossal, limitless generosity. Thank you for that. Ryan, thank you as well. It is always such a pleasure. I hope you feel a little bit better. I hope we got you feeling a little bit positive today, because I know we get real negative. Do yourself a favor. I want you to take time out of your day, and I want you to listen to music. Listen to music that reminds you of something. Listen to the music when you were a teenager. Listen to the music that you heard when you were evolving as an adult. Listen to what was the theme song and the soundtrack of your life when you broke out. And remember critical moments. Listen to that. That same song. Listen now that you heard when you were 10 years old or 15 or whatever it is. It's tattooed on you. You can't get rid of it. And something happens. It puts you in a different state. And we have so much music that's accessible to us. The greatest thing in the world, I'm sorry, whatever you say about social media, GPS, I know they're following this, but that's Einstein's twins paradox, by the way, that allows for that triangulation. And music. In Spotify, I can just sit there, and when I find new stuff, I like when you find somebody you like. If you like Earth, Wind, and Fire, or John Prine, or whoever it is, and then go to this thing called John Prine Radio. Earth, Wind, and Fire Radio, Temptations Radio, Johnny Cash Radio. And it finds people who are similar in style to them. And you will invariably hear somebody you've never heard before. And you'll think, that's great. And then you find their radio, and they will send you off. It's like Chat GPT for the soul. Beautiful stuff. And how people don't listen to it? How people can listen to radio and let somebody program for you? No. All right, dear friends, thank you. I've spoken enough. You are too kind. See you tonight. Same bad time, same bad channel, 7 p.m. Have a great and a glorious day. And until then, remember, don't forget, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors right now. Do me that favor, please. Lynn's Warriors. And also, follow her on Twitter at Lynn's, LYNNS _Warriors. We love you. Thank you. Thank you for being our family. We are so blessed with you. See you tonight at 7 p.m. And until then, don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Dead.